Hey guys, I'm leading growth at Jack and Jill, and we recently sat down with the Executive Director of AI Tinkerers.
We want to connect and support the best builders around the world.
We're building Jack and Jill, where we connect the same people you mentioned, brilliant AI builders and engineers, to AI startups. And we spoke about the latest crazy advancements that we're currently seeing.
Artificial intelligence.
AI disrupting.
Hey Jake, welcome to London.
Hi, thank you.
Thanks for joining us in the Jack and Jill office. It's fun to have you. For those that don't know, what is AI Tinkerers?
We are a global network of hardcore, on the bleeding edge AI builders, and our thesis is counterpositioning the traditional tech meetup that really focuses more on noise than signal, and we try and make sure that all of our rooms in every city around the world are heavily curated and that every person in there is actively pushing code, using the latest tools and putting things into production.
Fascinating. And how many people? 85,000?
Yeah, we're actually north of that now. I think we're approaching 95,000. So it's been absolutely breakneck speed growing around the world, just right on par with the AI industry itself.
Tell me about your background to date and how you ended up as leading AI Tinkerers globally.
I went to the University of Washington. I actually majored in molecular biology. Originally really wanted to go down that path and do bio research, but got a job at CoMotion Labs and specifically working with startups that had spun out of university technology. From there, started going down this track more towards venture capital, ended up at Techstars, where I became program manager of the Seattle Accelerator. During my time at Techstars, I was able to meet Joe Heitzberg, who's the original founder of AI Tinkerers. And at that point, it was a dinner group for people in the GPT private beta. So a couple of people were starting to put their eyes on a cool little company called OpenAI.
What year was this?
This would have been 2022.
Okay.
Late
So much
2022.
changed, even since 2022. Like,
oh my gosh,
small
yeah.
company OpenAI, what is that? How do we get involved?
Right, exactly. So when the interest started growing, decided to expand it into more of a public-facing but still heavily curated network of builders, and then eventually moved over to running this full-time.
So you started with events and demo days, and now I know, because I'm part of the community, you have a full ecosystem, podcast, newsletter, job board, network for people to connect with other tinkerers, learn from each other. Tell me more about the mission going forward and what you're hoping AI Tinkerers can become.
Absolutely. So the original mission, I think, remains the same. We want to connect and support the best builders around the world. Historically, AI Tinkerers, and while it has provided a lot of value, it's always been local first. But I think we can do a lot more in connecting builders globally. We want to be able to find the researcher working on brain cancer imaging AI in Berlin and connect them to the person working on brain cancer imaging AI in Buenos Aires, and be able to
That's so powerful.
be the medium of exchange that we have been for the last 3 years in person globally.
We're building Jack and Jill. Jack works with 130,000 candidates right now. And one of the most critical things that we do first is helping someone gain self-clarity on what will actually fulfill them and make them passionate about their career. I came from McKinsey. I hadn't worked in tech before, but I now get to be like a GTM engineer.
I think the go-to-market engineering angle is maybe not underhyped, but underappreciated, and a lot of builders are struggling with that right now. I think there has been such advancement in what you can build, and the time to release and time to ship has collapsed to near zero now. I mean, we're doing it fully autonomously, that the most difficult part of this whole process is actually getting the word out there. And we also simultaneously live in a time where if you are effective at your go-to-market, you can be distributed faster, grow faster, get the word out to a larger audience than ever before. So we're actually starting to do a new track of meetups. So separate from our regular demo night that's more about what you build, this is go-to-market engineering, and it's specifically workflows and things designed to help you get the word out there.
Tell me about a recent event.
Yeah, I recently went up and spent some time with our Toronto community, which has been exploding. We hosted at Google at this killer space, and we saw some awesome demos, including a very exclusive one of Google's anti-gravity and some pretty amazing community things ranging from agentic coding loops to a in-browser extension that helps you determine whether social media posts were written by AI or not. So
okay, I
really
need that
widespread.
extension. I really need that. I'm getting so fooled by the latest AI generated
It's crazy,
content.
yeah.
People actually think I'm an AI. I get loads loads of videos on my comments being like, this is so AI generated. And I'm like, I'm real, I swear.
That's the word.
What are some of the trends you're seeing? Like, you see these fascinating companies, you see people building with the latest technology. You reflect on the last 6 months, what have the biggest shifts been?
I think the biggest change is that agentic coding and really agents in any form are here. They are live, and that's happened really in the last like 2 or 3 months. But all of last year, agents was the talk of the town. Everyone was expecting them to arrive and really starting to play with like the first iterations of using AI to accomplish tasks. And that has fully been fleshed out. And we're starting to see a lot more focus on what we call software factories. So agentic coding plus a whole litany of additional tools that make it actually run from idea to production autonomously.
For sure, and you have always been kind of the first to adopt new technology, and you were the first 0.1% of users of ChatGPT.
Yeah, I think we were very early on this. Thankfully, we get to take advantage of this collective brain of people who are all actively tinkering on this stuff every single day. So we really do get to see some of the latest and greatest, and that's totally a privilege.
What is the typical archetype of someone who's building something like that? Is there a certain background you see them coming from? How old are they?
Honestly, no. So I think that's been one of the really interesting takeaways from our journey or experience thus far, and talking to a lot of companies about how they're seeing AI disperse within their organization, is that there is no real correlation in the way that you would think about it, like type of previous experience or the number of years of experience or anything like that. It's actually this like net new mentality or capability of getting in there, this deep intellectual curiosity that causes people to dig in on this tech and drive forward, teach themselves, break the boundaries, break the rules. Sometimes we see students, sometimes we see decades-long senior executives.
One of the things that I think is tricky though is how you identify the talent that know how to use these latest AI workflows and the latest capabilities. And your community is very exclusive. You mentioned you pick 100 people and you might get 250 applicants. Your 85,000 membership is like very curated. How do you identify the talent that has this like high potential to self-learn if they've not been able to do it before?
It's getting harder and harder, to be honest. I think the best approximation we have is proof of work. Like, show us things that you have built, show us what you are working on right now and how actively you are doing that. I mean, I think we do see a fair amount of people who may not make the cut the first time around or the second time around or even the third time around, and then by that time they've accumulated enough repertoire that they do pass our algorithms and are at that level where they are right there with the best of them.
How many cities is AI Tinkerers in?
We're now in, I think, 215.
215. So you see the difference in talent across 215 cities. What cities do you think have the highest potential over the next couple of years?
I certainly think you can't discount the core hubs that have been there for a long time. They have a deep density of experience and corporate infrastructure. So of course, your SFs, your Londons, your New Yorks, they're going to be top of the world continually. But what I find really exciting about AI Tinkerers is that the best demos on any given week aren't necessarily coming from those hub cities. They're coming from everywhere. So what I am really excited about is some of these ecosystems that are solving unique problems. I think Santiago is a good example of this that I profiled the talent network there recently, where they are solving some very unique problems specific to Santiago for now, about water infrastructure and some of these heavy tech industries and bringing software and bringing AI to those, solving local unique problems that will then certainly expand beyond that. And so people with relevant industry experience in unique or niche areas applying their experience with AI to new problems is such a cool area, in my opinion. The learning curve is so quick. Like, you can really move fast.
Yeah, you're so right. There's like a level 1 to 3, and that's the hardest part. And then the 3 to 6 is suddenly like, wow, I'm obsessed. I can't think of any way to do this without using some of the latest tools. And I shipped my first PR the last couple of weeks, and I think I do a PR a day now, which is crazy. And how can someone get involved in AI Tinkerers if they're listening and thinking, I need to be a part of this?
Yeah, absolutely. AITinkers.org is the easiest way. You should be able to find your city from the homepage. If you don't have it in your city and would like to bring it to your city, reach out to us. There should be ways to do that also through the website, but we'd love to talk to you. We want to see AI Tinkerers grow to support every builder that is out there.
Similarly to the way you're bringing your community together, the amazing thing about Jack and Jill is we will connect the same people you mentioned, brilliant AI builders and engineers, to AI startups that have open opportunities. This was really fun. Thank you for visiting us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.